Good afternoon, friends. Today's discussion, today's lesson is about intervals. What are they and why are they important for a violinist? Intervals are the distance between notes. Okay, we have a number of intervals that we work with. We have perfect intervals, we have consonant intervals, and we have dissonant intervals. The perfect intervals, there's 4 of them. First is fifth, perfect fifth, and that's where the violin and all stringed instruments are tuned at intervals of the fifth. A to E, A, B, C, D, E, fifth. And we call it perfect because the sound in the 2 strings rings almost as one. We also have a perfect fourth, and we have an octave, perfect fourth, obviously 4 notes apart, octave 8 notes apart, and unison. I'm playing D on the G string, and I'm playing open D. Exactly the same note. It's really, really cool to be able to play 2 of the same notes. Wow. We also have consonant intervals, for example, thirds and sixths. Sixths can be minor, thirds also, but they still sound very, very pleasant. We also have dissonant intervals like seconds or sevenths. And composers make a lot of use of all these intervals. So as we're playing melodies and we're learning to read music, we want to be able to recognize as we come from one note to the next what the intervals are. Because obviously if I play, it's E to F sharp, it's a melodic second. But if I were to see on the music, I want to recognize, oh, that's a third. I use 1, 3, or a fourth. Or how about a sixth? It's kind of cool too, because as you learn to play E to C sharp, you could see that's a sixth, but it's actually like a whole step across string. So you get used to it. If I put F sharp here and D here, it's a half step across strings. And later on, as we get to be very advanced players, we start playing what's called harmonic intervals, where we play 2 notes at once. And so we want to recognize what those intervals are right away. When we play them 1 note at a time, it's called melodic intervals. So as you're studying at all levels, be more and more aware when you see the music, you see what interval it is, if it's a fourth or a fifth. It gives you more idea of what the music, where the music is taking you, and what's going to be called, what you're going to be called to do all of a sudden. Okay, that's just a brief introduction about intervals, perfect intervals, consonant intervals, and dissonant intervals. Okay, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this. Take care. See you on the next one.